When a woman begins to fall in love, it's not just her heart that starts whispering. It's her mind, her instincts, her life vision. She might smile at your texts, daydream about your future, and laugh harder at your jokes. But deep down, something more profound is happening. She's observing, feeling, sensing. Not because she's playing games, but because love for her is a life-altering decision. She's quietly figuring out if you're not just a romantic thrill, but a man who fits into the forever she's starting to imagine. In this video, we'll walk through the 9 emotional checkpoints every woman moves through when she starts to love deeply. These are the quiet evaluations she makes about your heart, character, and soul. And if you pass through them with grace, she won't just love you, she'll never forget you. Let's get into it. The very first thing a woman searches for is emotional safety. Does she feel like she can be her raw, unfiltered self with you? Psychologically, this connects with secure attachment theory. Women instinctively check for stability in emotional expression. Can she be upset without you shutting down? Can she share joy without you dismissing it? Can she bring you her pain without fearing abandonment? She watches how you handle tension, how you respond when she opens up, how you deal with conflict. If you stay grounded, gentle, and present, she starts to feel like you're not just a man, you're her emotional home. Every woman has her own love language. And when she's falling for you, she starts noticing how you naturally show affection. Do you say it in words, through touch, with acts of service or little gifts? Maybe it's your time and presence. This matters because real love grows in ordinary moments, not just during candlelit dates. She wants to feel loved when she's sick, stressed, tired, or just existing beside you on a couch. If your way of loving makes her feel seen, supported, and appreciated, her bond with you deepens effortlessly. One of the most important emotional moments for a woman in love is discovering your integrity. Not the kind you post online, the kind that shows when you're not performing for anyone. She quietly notices how you speak about people when they're not around, how you act under pressure, whether you keep your word even when it's hard, and if you take shortcuts or choose the honest route. This is tied to moral alignment, and it tells her whether she can trust her life, body, and future in your hands. When she sees consistency between your values and your behavior, she begins to believe in you more deeply. A woman falling in love wants to know, are you grounded in purpose? Do you move with intention, not laziness or ego? Initiative isn't about being dominant. It's about having a sense of direction, emotional leadership. She's drawn to a man who makes choices, not just waits for her to lead everything. She doesn't want to beg for effort. She wants to see you take charge when needed, you protect without overpowering. You invite her into plans, not just ask her to carry them. She's feeling out whether you're a man she can build a life with, not someone she'll need to carry emotionally. Love fades fast when it's only built on emotional highs. So when she's developing real feelings, she starts noticing whether you stay consistent, not perfect, but steady. She tracks whether your words match your follow-through. Your effort stays the same after the chase is over. You love her when she's not on her best behavior. You keep showing up when life gets busy or hard. Women crave emotional predictability. It creates safety. If you change with the wind, she won't trust the future you're painting. But if your love stays warm through all seasons, she starts picturing forever. A big emotional cue for a woman is how you react when she says no. not just in intimacy, but in all areas. She pays attention to whether you respect her space when she asks for it. You honor her pace, even when it's slower than yours. You respond to limits with maturity, not manipulation. This is where many men lose trust without realizing it. When you ignore, guilt trip, or pressure her, her subconscious kicks into protection mode. But if you show patience and self-control, you create a dynamic of deep mutual respect. That's what makes her want to open up even more. Love doesn't exist in a vacuum, and a woman who sees long-term potential starts asking, can this man integrate into the life I've already built? She's not just looking at chemistry, she's looking at compatibility with her community. She observes, if you respect her family even if they're difficult, if her friends feel comfortable around you, whether you add light or tension in social spaces, if you adapt to different people and settings with ease. If you blend in with her world and elevate it, she starts feeling like loving you won't mean sacrificing parts of her identity. As she falls in love, a woman will slowly begin to share her true self. Not just the polished version, but the parts that carry scars and stories. She watches how you handle moments like her sharing something painful, breaking down in stress, and talking about past trauma or mistakes. This is where emotional intimacy is born. If you can sit with her without trying to fix or judge her, she starts associating you with deep safety. It's in these moments that her love goes from surface level to soul deep. This final phase is the most powerful and often invisible. Once her heart is invested, she sits with one silent question. Does this man truly deserve everything I am prepared to give? She thinks about how deeply you see her, whether you cherish her value or take it for granted, and if you're emotionally growing with her or expect her to dim down for you. This is her self-protective wisdom speaking. Because for her, love isn't just about passion. It's about sharing the richest parts of her life, body, and soul with someone who genuinely earns it. And if you've made her feel like her presence is a privilege, not a convenience, she'll love you with a depth few men ever experience. Now let's make something very clear. None of these emotional moments are games. She's not trying to trap you or manipulate you. She's simply moving through the silent process every woman does when she begins to love with intention. She's not looking for a perfect man. She's looking for an aligned one. A man who respects her heart, who shows up with consistency, who honors her boundaries and amplifies her peace. A man who recognizes that her love is not free, it's earned daily with presence, integrity, and care. So if you're walking through these 9 emotional stages with a woman right now, don't panic. Lean in. They're not challenges to survive. They're invitations to rise. She'll choose you with a loyalty that no force on earth can shake. If this spoke to your soul, hit that like button and subscribe to Love Lens. We're not just here for dating hacks. We're here for soul-deep love backed by psychology and real-life wisdom. Drop a comment below and tell me, have you noticed a woman in your life go through any of these emotional shifts? What did you learn from it? Until next time, remember, love isn't found, it's built, one moment of presence at a time.